Yesterday, Bungie released a new teaser image for Season of the Deep, and it is very interesting. There's a lot to unpack, but it's quite interesting the approach that Bungie are going for Season of the Deep, as every season for the past couple of years they have stayed radio silent, essentially, calling it Season of the Redacted, up until the last moment, the last day usually, and you would know nothing about the season other than maybe some sandbox changes, whatever. But Season of the Deep, they've went a completely different route, and they have released the name of the season before Lightfall even released. They're now releasing a teaser image 3 weeks before the season releases, and it's fairly clear to see that from the image it is going to take place on Titan, which is quite interesting. It was to be expected. There was teasers in Nightfall's post-campaign quests. There was one for, I think, the Winterbite exotic glaive, which mentioned Titan. Might have been a different exotic quest, I'm not entirely sure. But it said something on the lines of the enemy of the witnesses on Titan. So people have speculated that we are going to Titan next season, which is obviously confirmed here, and that the Leviathan, or the big worm creature that was on Titan, will be used in some way. From this image we can clearly see Sloane, which we'll get onto in a second, looking out of some sort of massive window with 3 guardians in the seasonal gear, I assume, and then a massive eye, and I'm assuming this massive eye belongs to the Leviathan, the worm creature that we saw on Titan during patrols and such, and in this Leviathan Songstrike, which I'm assuming I'll have some sort of recording of that on screen. But first off, we have Sloane, and Sloane has a taken arm. This is strange, but not unexpected, I suppose. Sloane has been on Titan since Titan disappeared during Season of Arrivals, and to my understanding, the process of taking a planet is essentially the same power as taking an individual. So I think that was explained somewhere, and that's sort of the reason why there's the time scars on Mars. So it's very interesting that Sloane has a taken arm and not just taken entirely. This raises the question of, is Sloane the Sloane that we know her to be, or is she influenced by this taken energy in some way? This could just be a new power that she has, but she could be influenced and partaken almost. So it'll be interesting to see if this area here is sort of like a prison for her, or if she's simply the Sloane that we've always known, which I would be more inclined to say, as she is standing even how I would imagine Sloane to stand. I mean, she's got her hand on the window, she's looking out to the Guardians. It could be that she's being kept away from things, but I think it's just the normal Sloane. So it'll be very interesting to see what that entails. I'm sure even if she is completely normal, she will have some sort of new power with this taken arm, or perhaps it's a slow, drawn-out process, like Asher's Vex arm was, but that would be a bit of a strange thing for them to repeat with another original Destiny 2 character, so we will find out. Secondly, we have the massive window attached to the rig, I'm assuming, where Sloane is. I don't believe we've seen this area on Titan before. It's unmistakably Titan, but it looks different than anything else I've ever really seen on Titan. So it'll be very interesting to see where this is. I'm very intrigued as to whether we're going to be going back to the patrol area that we were on originally in Titan, which I would say we probably are, considering the Leviathan that they brought back during Season of the Haunted was just the Leviathan from the raid and repurposed as a patrol zone. So I would say it probably is going to be the old Titan patrol zone with a few added areas, and it's going to look substantially different as it's been gone for a few years. There's then Guardians in the water, and they're wearing fish-like gear. That's probably the seasonal armor or the seasonal ornaments, which isn't really anything like to say. I mean, the Hunter's got a cool looking flamboyant cape. So does the Warlock robes and the Titan mark. They look all very similar. They look cool, but I don't think there's any story implications really. The interesting thing is that they're in water. Anytime that I touch the water, I don't know about you, on Titan, I died. So it'll be interesting to see if this is just purely an artistic direction they have went with putting the Guardians in the water, or if we're going to be able to actually go into the water on Titan. Considering it's called Season of the Deep, I would be and it's taking place on Titan, I would be a bit upset if we don't get in the water, but I don't think they would implement swimming in Destiny for a season. So yeah, it's hard to really see what direction they're going to go there, but it's strange. And then of course we have the massive eyeball, which is unmistakably the Leviathan. Interestingly here it looks friendly, because I would imagine if it was a malicious force, the eye wouldn't just be behind the 3 guardians floating looking at Sloane. If anything, this image looks more like Sloane is the bad guy, and the Leviathan and the guardians are like looking at Sloane, like what's going on here? So very, very strange, considering that it was said the enemy of the witness is on Titan. That would lead you to believe that the Leviathan is friendly. And it also didn't attack us at any stage when we were on Titan. So it'll be very interesting to see where that goes. But this is official confirmation that we are going back to Titan. How Titan comes back is unknown, because it's believed that Savathun brought back Mars. The Witness potentially did as well, but there's no real reason why the Witness would need to bring back Mars, as it could really go into the time scars by itself. Without having to bring it back, so it would lead me to believe that Savathun did bring Mars back. How Titan's back, I have no clue. I doubt it's Savathun, because she's currently dead, and I doubt we're going to resurrect her in the last week or something of the season, of the current season, and I doubt next season's going to open like that. So we're going to open something along the lines of Titan's returned. I think that's about all there is to decipher from this image. It'll be a very interesting season, I have to say, and I'm very much looking forward to returning to Titan. If there's one location that I have missed the most from the original Destiny 2, it is Titan. Without a doubt, it's Titan. I made videos at this stage during Season of Rivals about which destinations I would miss, or what I would miss about each destination, and I only made it about Titan. I didn't make any of the other videos, so I think that really says all that has to be said. But I'm really looking forward to having Titan back. I'm really interested in how they're going to incorporate the Leviathan and what shape Sloane is going to be in. So that's going to be very interesting. But whilst I've been talking, I've just realised that Titan was taken, and now we have Sloane, a Titan, which is partially taken. So 2 taken Titans. If you have any thoughts on this imagery and what the next season might entail, please let me know in the comments. If you wish to let me know how bad what I just said was, do that as well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
You ever seen the long boy in the suit?
I don't understand the question.
Big old snake swimming around tight. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Drifter knows something Moondust doesn't.
It's not a snake. With your symbols, I would have expected you to know that.
Come again?